It's time for the NFC Championship and the road to a Super Bowl. It's the Bears and the Bucks on EA Sports.
Fielded right around the 8. And they'll start this drive just across the 30. Pretty nice work on the return. So here are the Bears now for their opening drive. Under center is a 6'2", 225-pound signal caller, Aaron. First carry now for David Montgomery. And he's going to be taken down here with a penalty flag on the field. They're backed up here with a 1st and 20 now after the holding penalty. Rodgers hands to Montgomery. And he'll get about 6 up to the 27-yard line.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
Throwing on 2nd and 14. Rodgers. And this is taken in by Darnell Mooney. Only 3 yards on the catch. It's 3rd down. Throwing is Rodgers. And he fires one, but incomplete. So on 4th down, here's the Australia native Mitch Wishnowsky to punt this one away. That'll be put in the books as a 53-yard punt. And the Bucs will get ready to go on offense. So out comes this offense to take over for the first time. Orchestrating the offense will be the top pick in the 2018 draft, and that's Baker Mayfield.
And we can talk all we want about football being a team game and leaning on different parts and aspects in order to get it done. And that's entirely true during the regular season. Some weeks it's the defense, the special teams, running the football. But in the playoffs, all the pressure reverts to the quarterback, and he has to play well and play at a really high level in order for his team to win.
From the 25 on 2nd down, Mayfield. So back-to-back plays, each get nothing. And that'll lead here to a 3rd down. They'll try and run for this with Mack. And he's brought down, but not before picking up the first with a very effective stiff arm.
On 3rd down, that's a good job of situational football and understanding where the 1st down marker was and getting there.
From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. Out of the gun, here's a give to Mack. And he'll be tackled right on the chalk at the 45. That's his longest run of the first quarter. And, Charles, we talked before the game about them needing to establish the run game. They'll be looking for more of that.
And they got to the perimeter. So that tells me that that's part of the game plan of what they want to get done today. So they'll have some complementary runs where he'll run it to the inside. But it appears that when they want the big yardage, they think they can get to the outside and make it happen.
So after 2 1st downs, they get another here. 1st and 10 at the 45. They'll try to throw here. Mayfield. Over the middle, and it's incomplete. Here's 2nd and 10. They run the draw play with Mack. And he's got it across midfield and into Bear territory. And a heavy set out there. 3 tight ends in the formation for 3rd and 3. On the handoff, it's Mack. And he will be very close to a first down, but I see the closed fist of the referee, and that means 4th down.
You know, we might start getting some props here in the booth. You know, that one that says the D and then the fence that you put up next to it. How about that? They brought out the jumbo package and still couldn't move them off the line of scrimmage enough to pick up that first down.
Impressive. They were ready defensively for that jumbo set. Here's Tommy Townsend on to punt. And he couldn't get it to check up. That kicks all the way into the end zone for a touchback. Chicago works their way back onto the field here for their second drive of the game. The crowd may be losing just a little bit of the edge after back-to-back punts.
They want some big plays. They want to see some offense. They want to see somebody break away, whether it's through the air or on the ground. Now it'll be interesting to see where the patience is on both sides. Each head coach, can you hang in there and not try and force something that could put your team in some jeopardy?
They'll come up 2nd and 6 now from the 24. Throwing now is Rodgers. Man open is Robinson. And he takes us beyond the 35 before going out of bounds.
If you're running out route, it's likely you're going to end up near the sideline. And what did we just see there?
Toe tap.
You got it. The benefits of practice. Toe tapping, foot dragging, picking it up, and making sure it was a catch.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Now it's Rodgers. This one swung out to Montgomery. So the completion good for 7 there. And that'll make this a 2nd down. Rodgers handing to Montgomery. And he'll be brought down just shy of midfield at the 49-yard line. 2 first downs have him up near midfield now on 1st and 10. On play action, it's Rodgers. Throwing the out route incomplete. It's Robinson. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30.
That's the 3rd time on this drive that these two have connected with each other. They've got a real rapport going. And right now, it's paying off with big chunks of yardage, as shown by that last play.
So from Buccaneer territory now, it's 1st and 10 at the 27. Rodgers going to give this one to Montgomery. Broken tackle. And he is in. Touchdown, Chicago. David Montgomery, 27 yards. And the Bears have struck first in this NFC title game. Well, we saw David Montgomery lead the nation a few years back in broken tackles when he was at Iowa State, and he's proven to be difficult to bring down in the NFL as well.
And that, in a nutshell, shows you what this guy is made of. I mean, most guys in the NFL just can't do that. He absorbed the contact, refocused himself, and made a break for the end zone.
Cairo Santos on to try the extra point. And he's got it to make it 7-0 in favor of the Bears. So the drive there took 6 plays. And it was David Montgomery's touchdown run that polished it all off. Now after the touchdown, here's Santos to kick this one away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. Tampa Bay, they're getting ready to set up shop here for their second drive. They'll need to come from behind if they want to play in 2 weeks as they trail early in this NFC Championship game. Mayfield on first down. And his throw here is incomplete. 2nd and 10. Mayfield. Pressure, and he's taken down. A Bear sack. The defense rising to the challenge and setting him back on the sack.
Well, here's where having mobility sometimes can work against you as a quarterback. He thinks he can retreat and outrun the pressure. But that time, they zeroed in on him and took him down for a big loss, partner.
A really big loss. After the sack, they'll come up now 3rd and long.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised to see them run the ball here just to try and get some space.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Open right side, complete to Rager. They do get 9, but it leads to 4th down.
Well, the good thing about covering any game I do with you is I know that there's no problem with rhythm. Now, what we're watching offensively, a little bit of a problem there.
Yeah, punt on the first drive, looking at another one here. Just a little slow. You know, they were talking about a fast start, but that hasn't been the case.
Yeah, and let's face it, any team we cover always talks about a fast start.
That's true.
But it's not necessarily going to happen just because they say so. And whether it's the script, whether it's, you know, just what they're going through, whether they're seeing different defenses, they're going to have to figure it out as this game moves on.
Yeah, call it 38 yards on the punt, no return, and the Bears take over. The Chicago offense set to get started. They had to go a long way on their last drive to score the touchdown. This time they get at least a little bit more of a cushion with field position.
I have to think that with this field position, after what they did on the last drive, they might want to take a shot right now and try and cut down the length of the drive.
They'll start on the ground with Montgomery. And he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 37-yard line. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
Well, sometimes it's hard to take your eyes off this guy at the linebacker position. He can really cover some ground, and he did there to make that play.
And so much of being a good tackler is understanding and taking the right angles to a ball carrier. And that was just tremendous straight line speed there. He eliminated the angles and was able to meet his man behind the line of scrimmage.
And the next-gen stats tell the story as he was traveling at better than 19 miles an hour.
A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. Here's Rodgers. He'll leave it for Montgomery, complete. And a 5-yard gain gets him to the 42.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
Throwing there, but this pass is going to wind up incomplete.
Wisnowski on to punt as he sends this one away.
Amazing, perfectly placed. If that ball goes 1 extra yard, maybe not even an extra yard, the starting point is the 20.
So there is a reason that a lot of punters are also excellent golfers. They know distance control. You know what else they have? Same groove motion over and over. Once they have that down, it repeats under pressure.
A run by Mack to start the drive. And he'll work this forward for about 3 at 2nd down. And the last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7. On the give, this is Mack. And he'll get this up past the 5 to the 7-yard line. Third and short yardage, Mayfield. This is caught by Evans. And he'll take this across the 25 before going out of bounds.
They were backed up to start the drive, but how about that aggressiveness? Firing it downfield right away. Nice job there getting out towards what would have been their normal starting position.
First down, Mayfield. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And this is picked up by the Bears. And they bring this one back. A fumble return for a Bears touchdown. So the big fella gets on the scoreboard with a return for a touchdown. Good thing he didn't have to go too far there.
You know the trainers were very happy about that. Imagine having to go get him in the end zone, escort him to the bench, and give him the oxygen. They were loving the fact that he got in without having to run very far.
Now the point after try for Santos. And it's good, and they have jumped out here to a quick 14-0 first quarter lead. So not only the cough up, but then the pickup on the other side, the scoop, and the score the other way, the fumble return for a touchdown. And you can bet they're preaching two hands on the ball here as the kicks away following that fumble return. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback.
Back now comes Tampa Bay.
They've got to be a little shell-shocked. Down double digits at home in the playoffs. Still in the first half. They've got to turn things around quickly. Starting the drive with a give to Mack. Stiff-armed him. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35.
49 yards rushing now as he's looked good here in this opening quarter of the NFC Championship.
Well, they're making an effort to get the ground game going tonight. So far, it's working.
I like what we're seeing from the offensive line. They seem to have the leverage going, and they're controlling things and reestablishing the line of scrimmage, moving that defensive front backwards, but also like what the runner's giving us, too. It appears that he's been waiting all day long to get out here and take off.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Here's Marlon Mack. And this will be stopped at the 44. That one good for 7 yards. 14-0 the score. This is the NFL on EA Sports. Second quarter now in Tampa Bay. It's the Buccaneers in control of the football as they've got it with a 2nd and 3 forthcoming. They'll run it out of the gun with Mack. And he'll get it out a couple yards shy of midfield at the 48.
So many teams want to throw the ball in this situation nowadays, but I love watching a team that has enough confidence to go ahead and run the football in that situation. That's almost a tendency breaker.
On 1st and 10, Mayfield. This one complete to Scott Miller. And he gets this inside the 35-yard line.
Well, these guys have definitely been outplayed in the first half, but I like their countenance. I like the way that they're having panicked out there, the way they're carrying themselves. They're starting to move the ball, and what you have to do, maintain your poise and start to put together some drives.
This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Mayfield looks to throw. He finds his target. It's Evans. And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on 2nd down. On 2nd down now, it's Mack, and not much, maybe a yard down to the 23. The offense on 3rd down tonight, they've hit 2 for 4 thus far. They're looking at 3rd and a few inches. Play action now, here's Mayfield. He's going to go up top for the end zone, and he hauls it in for the Buccaneer touchdown. A great effort there to make the grab. And the Bucs have made this a one-score game.
And that was a beautiful ball right there as he waited for his tight end to come uncovered in the end zone, so give him points for patience as well. Delivered it right where it needed to be for 6 points. Now for the extra point, Daniel Carlson.
And that one makes it 14-7. So that winds up a 7-play drive all told. And it's all finished off with a touchdown by Tampa Bay. Following the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Carlson. From a couple yards deep, he'll bring it out of the end zone. And only able to get this to the 19, so probably should have opted for the touchback. Back out onto the field comes Allen Robinson. He's doing what he's capable of, having a solid game. Not the most amazing game. He's not over 100 yards, but a good game so far.
And you just know that mentally, he feels like he's one catch away from turning it into a great game and starting on that road. And the defenders are well aware of that, too. They've got to figure out a way to not let that escalate. Keep him right in this zone here and call it a day, because otherwise he can really decimate them.
Better believe they are well aware of his playmaking ability. A good gain on first has him set up with second and just a couple of inches now from the 29. A give to Montgomery out of the gun. And he's able to get out to the 32, brought down there. From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. A give, this is Montgomery. And some strong running. Found a little room there as he's up to about the 37. After the pickup of 5, here's 2nd and 5. Now Rodgers. And this throw incomplete. And the defender all over him that time, and it's going to lead to 3rd down.
He did a fine job there of not hitting it before the ball arrived, and I've got to tell you, you can often mistime that play because of the angles of approach. When you're going to get him, sometimes you panic as well and think, I've got to be there right now. Instead, in this case, timed it perfectly and knocked it free.
That's complete to Mooney. And he will have the Bears 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
All right, let's just go and walk through this one pretty easily, right? Blast off the line of scrimmage, get downfield to a certain point, usually around 8 to 10 yards, turn around and make sure the quarterback sees your numbers and set yourself up for the pass.
A well-executed curl route by Charles Davis. A couple of 1st downs on the drive already, as they'll go from the 47 now on 1st down. So the offense a little antsy. The flag comes out, and a 5-yard penalty. That's going to set him back 5 yards. Following the penalty, Montgomery trucks over him and able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain. From just shy of midfield, Rodgers. This is caught by Robinson. And this is going to lead to another 1st down as the tackle's made at the Bucs' 34-yard line. First down, here's the run with Montgomery. And this time they were waiting for him as he'll be knocked down before he can get back to the line of scrimmage. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
And that's what I'd like to see out of this defense, a little fire, a little toughness. It hasn't been the best first half for them, but they did do a nice job there forcing a loss on that play.
A rare misstep on that last play because the drive has been strong, but now it's 2nd and 12. Rodgers going to throw. On the left side, he finds Beasley. And he gets it down a yard or 2 shy of the 30 before he's out of bounds. That catch good for 5. It's 3rd down. To throw is Rodgers.
And this will be caught by Mooney.
And this is going to lead to another 1st down as the tackle's made at the Bucs' 13-yard line.
And this has been a nice answer to the touchdown drive against them a few minutes ago because they've come out and reestablished the tempo. A nice throw there, and they're putting together a very strong drive as a response.
From the 13 now, they work on 1st and 10.
Into the red zone. It's Rodgers. That's caught by Montgomery. And he'll get it here to the 10-yard line. 3 yards the gain there, 2nd down.
I know it was a gain, but you have to sense probably a little bit of disappointment there because when it's out there in open space, I think they expect to get more out of a play, don't you?
Especially when you're getting it to your guy out of the backfield. You're expecting him to be able to create something, be a little more shifty.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Good open field tackling. Held it to an okay gain.
Here's the first carry for Tariq Cohen. Call it a gain of 5 there on the run, but they'll remain a yard or 2 short here with 3rd down coming up. From the gun, it's Rodgers. And this is going to be incomplete.
On is Santos for the Bears field goal.
From the right hash, and this one just a chipping. Santos' kick is up and through. And they will move up by 10 now, 17-7.
So that one on target, and it adds to this first half lead.
And maybe we're too early to worry too much about 1-score lead, 2-score lead, etc. But this is where you kind of start banking those points that come in helpful later on.
Takes it at the 7. And they will wrangle him down a couple yards shy of the 30. Marlon Mack now heading back out there.
Now, the ground game's been good, but they're losing here in the 2nd quarter. Can they use that ground game maybe to work the air attack a little bit more?
I think so, because now you can throw play action off of being able to run the ball effectively. And oftentimes you might want to just swing your back out of the backfield, get the ball in his hands in open space, and just don't get totally away from running it, because some of these runs now, they may pop bigger as the game goes along.
Yeah, they've been good with a run so far. The completion, but they go in the wrong direction. A loss of yards, and now they're dealing with a 2nd and long. And that'll set them back 5.
Still 2nd down.
Mayfield down. And he'll go down. The Bears get there for the sack. Roquan Smith just would not be denied. That's a loss of 7.
A CD, you know, so often we talk about quarterbacks holding on to the ball too long. Well, we can't say that there. He had no time to do much of anything.
Yeah, and this time it's going to come from the middle linebacker, because watching the lineman, it seemed to me that they thought he was going to drop back into pass protection, but he surprised them and came on the blitz instead and had a pretty clear run to the quarterback.
That's incomplete, but there is a flag down, so hang on. A big call coming on 3rd down. So instead of giving them another 3rd down, they'll decline it, brings up 4.
Now that's smart football right there. You don't even have to really spend a lot of time considering it. Just know that you're probably going to get the ball back. Good job declining that penalty.
Shifts by him. It'll be a 51-yard punt that time. And that will come the offense as they take over.
David Montgomery ready to take the field for the Bears' next possession.
It may just be the 2nd quarter, but he's in his zone, well on his way to eclipsing that 100-yard mark.
And when a back has a game, as we're witnessing right now, his name's going to be in the books, but it's really a collective deal, isn't it? Because that means he's getting plenty of blocking, a lot of help from his teammates, but he's making the most of it.
Yeah, he's made the most of it to this point. Yeah, they get to him after a gain of 6 to the 46. On 2nd down, Montgomery. And down he goes at the 49, a 3-yard pickup. 2 minutes remain in the first half of this NFC Championship. A reminder, as we've done all year, we'll send you to Orlando for our EA Sports halftime report. In a bit, the coach is with us per usual as we start to look ahead, Charles, to our potential matchups in this year's Super Bowl. And this is caught inside the 5. Touchdown, Bears!
Even later into his career now, there aren't too many guys that can launch it downfield with accuracy better than Aaron Rodgers.
And that is absolutely demoralizing for a defense because you've got the offense on the ropes. It's third down. You're trying to get off the field, and then wham! You have a letdown in the secondary, and you give up a big one.
And you can see in the next-gen stats, that one 62 yards in the air.
Santos now to add the PAT. And that'll make this a 3-score game as the lead moves to 17. Scoring summary, 3-play drive. And the end result is a Bears touchdown. Now after the touchdown, here's Santos to kick this one away.
This one fielded at the 5. And able to get this out to the 25.
Here comes the Tampa Bay offense now heading back out onto the field. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means you're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. A big play there on the catch and run.
But big plays have been a hallmark of this offense all season, so there was no reason to think that it wouldn't continue here in this title game. Obviously, the magnitude of the event, not getting to them early.
So how about that for a chain mover? They're all the way down inside the 40 now for 1st and 10. To throw, Mayfield.
That one tipped, and it's incomplete. But good hands there defensively at 2nd down.
To throw on 2nd and 10. Mayfield. They'll run the screen with Mack. And this play will be blown up. He'll lose yardage back at the 38. Now the Bucs going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over a minute to go before halftime. On 3rd down, Mayfield. Throw left side complete. That's Evans. And he is out of bounds right around the 10-yard line.
With the kind of game he's had so far, you had to know that on 3rd down that they would be looking his way, and they did, for big yardage and a first down. I think the defense fell asleep at the switch on that one. I would have doubled him, tripled him, anything to keep the ball out of his hands.
I believe they buzzed down. They're going to take another look at this play with all reviews coming from the replay official here in the final 2 minutes of the half. Did he keep those feet in bounds? That's the question they've got to decide. And I got to say, watching it in real time, it was awfully close.
Yeah, it certainly looked like a heck of a catch because he didn't appear to bobble it, which could complicate things. But even with the benefit of replay, that's pretty tight.
Well, here's the call. So not quite a 1st and goal. It's 1st and 10 from the 10.
Here's Mayfield. And he's going to be taken down, sacked back around the 18-yard line. The Bucs going to go ahead and use the 2nd of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half. Another try after the first down sack. Mayfield out to the left there and complete to Howard. That catch good for 5. It's 3rd down. From the gun, Mayfield. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. Now a timeout signaled for, and they'll get it with 10 seconds to go before halftime. And now the Tampa Bay field goal unit comes out here. From the left hash, this will be a 41-yarder. Carlson able to put this one through. And that will close the gap down to 14. So a late 3 there, and that'll help as they head into the break.
Talk about situational football and something they've worked on since the OTAs and minicamps the previous summer. They take care of the ball, get 3 points, knowing they're going to get the ball to start the second half. That's the old 2-for-1 special to finish things off.
At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense.
And with Rodgers behind center, you wonder if they'll take one shot at this.
A good run there to start the drive. 13 yards, first down.
Go! Let's go!
So we've reached halftime here in the NFC Championship. As we toss it an hour or so east of here to Orlando, it's Jonathan Coachman with our EA Sports Halftime Report.
All right, Brandon, thanks. As always, one half remains in the battle to see who will take home that George Halas Trophy and represent the NFC in the Super Bowl. We'll get back to you guys in just a moment. But first, let's take a look back at action from earlier. Moving on, let's take a look at the next-gen stats in that first half for the Bears. And you'll see they've continued to run the ball well. It's been a staple of theirs all year as they look to move forward in these playoffs. Meanwhile, for the Bucs, there's a look at what they were able to do throwing the football. And they'll need to get things in gear as they trail here at the break.
All right, Coach, thanks very much. Fine work as always as we welcome you back for quarter number 3.
The Halas Trophy still hangs in the balance as the second half now underway in the NFC Championship game.
And we will not see a return to start the half as this will be a touchback. Mike Evans of the Tampa offense about to set up shop.
And I know that they've double-teamed him a couple times, but not a ton. Whatever they're doing isn't working. He's up over 100 yards. We'll see how they adjust.
And when they do that, they weaken their defense in other places as well. And how many times have we done games where we've seen a guy have a big game like this, but it's usually not by himself, is it? Right. Usually it opens it up for other people to have big games as well.
And he's going to be out up around the 45-yard line.
That was a nicely run slant route, and what the receiver's trying to do is make the defender think he's going upfield for a deeper route, and then breaks it off, usually after about 3 to 4 steps, and cuts towards the middle of the field. And now what he's trying to do is use his body to keep the defender away from the football and give the quarterback a really nice target.
The big play to start him out has him at the 45 already. Throwing, Mayfield. Miller with a first down and more. And finally brought down at the 38.
A couple of first downs right in succession, and this is an offense that could really use a good drive, and they're off to a fast start here.
So into Bear territory now. This is 1st and 10 at the 38. Mayfield. He'll let this go for the end zone. And he's got it. Caught in the end zone. Touchdown, Tampa Bay. Scotty Miller, 38 yards. And the Bucs are able to make this a close game again. That's a score you felt they had to have here in the third quarter to get back in this game.
And you know that there was an emphasis on their side. Hey, we know this. We know where we are. But sometimes that binds you up so much that you try too hard, you don't get the score. A perfect combination of urgency, yet relaxed enough to...
And now, of course, all scoring plays are reviewed, and I think they're going to take an extra long look at this one. They're taking a peek at whether or not those feet were in bounds, and obviously a big call here in the end zone.
And not just the feet. How about the hands? How is the ball possessed while the feet are hopefully getting down in bounds? That's what they're trying to look at to see if it all comes together.
So they called it a touchdown originally, and this will stay a touchdown after the video review, so they had it right.
Extra point by Carlson, up and good. And they'll cut the lead down to a touchdown. Following the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Carlson.
Fielded right around the 8. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line.
So here are the Bears now as they get set for their first possession of the second half.
And maybe some renewed pressure on this unit following the touchdown a moment ago. It's back to a one-score game.
And because of that pressure, because it's now a one-score game, they know this is where you need to slow the momentum change, because otherwise that could overrun your team. You got to be careful right here.
And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. Second down. On 2nd and 7, Rodgers. And this one caught by Beasley. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory.
I'll tell you what, a lot of those mid-range throws have been available because sometimes teams get too concerned about the deep ball and they leave too much space in front of them. And these guys have been taking advantage so far.
They'll run on first down. It's Montgomery. Takes this to the 45. Not much space after that broken tackle. 3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7. Throwing now is Rodgers. And that falls to the ground, incomplete. A nice job of bottling him up defensively. And now it brings up 3rd down. Throwing is Rodgers on 3rd down. He finds Robinson. And he will have the Bears first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
Whenever we talk about moving the sticks and controlling the football, there's a great example right there. Those are the 3rd downs you need to convert to win football games. We're in the 3rd quarter of this one, and this is a tight one. In order to maintain pace, keep the ball away from the other team, and put points on the board, those are the plays they need to continue to convert.
So 1st and 10 now from the 30. They fake the give. Now Rodgers. And he fires one incomplete. An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. Handoff comes to Montgomery. And a penalty flag down as he gets only about a yard. And let's listen in on the call. So this will be accepted as it moves the offense backwards. On 2nd down, it's Montgomery. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. 7th play in this drive coming up, but a long way to go on 3rd down. Working from the gun, Rodgers.
He'll get that complete to his tight end, Cole Kmet.
14 yards is the pickup there, but it'll still lead to a 4th down.
He wasn't the primary target, but I think it was almost like a check down situation, wasn't it?
Yeah, hoping he can break some tackles, a big tight end, but he couldn't do it.
Yeah, get it to that big frame and hope he can scatter some bodies, unable to get it done.
And for the 2nd time tonight, this field goal unit comes out here. Davis first, this now from 42 yards out. And Santos able to put this one up and through. It's good. And that will extend their lead even further.
So 3 points, response there to that opening touchdown of this 3rd quarter.
And that's an important 3, both in terms of adding to your lead, but also letting the other guys know you're not going to just come out in the second half and take over.
And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. And Tampa Bay trots out there now. I guess they have to feel a little gratified to at least get on the board last time, but still work to do.
No doubt about it. I wonder now if they're going to try to increase the urgency a little bit, maybe pump up the pace, maybe go 2-minute. Who knows? Let's see what they decide to do.
Mayfield now looking to throw on first down. Open man is Howard, the tight end. And he takes us beyond the 35 before going out of bounds.
Well, that's always a good place to throw it just because he's one of the biggest targets not only on this team but in the National Football League.
And you and I both know the quarterbacks love these large-bodied tight ends, and why not? Nowadays, they're really wide receivers who are just taller and have a little bit more weight. These guys catch the football, make big plays downfield. In the old days, we wanted them to block. Now coaches want them to catch the football first.
It's a pickup of 3. Brings up 2nd and 7.
Here's Mack to get it again on 2nd down. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. They'll come up now on a 2nd and long after the hold. They'll go again here with Mack. Absolutely nobody fooled there. He's going nowhere fast as he stopped behind the line of scrimmage. They lose 2 on that last play, so things get even tougher. 3rd and long coming up.
But if these guys are going to chop into that deficit, they're going to have to do a much better job in the run game. Caught behind the line of scrimmage, no yardage to be found.
And facing a very tough 3rd and 19 here after both of those running plays went backwards. Working out of the gun, Mayfield. Airing this one out for Evans. And unable to connect, incomplete. Now give them credit, they took their shot, but it's going to bring up 4th down. Here comes the Buccaneers punter now, as he's on to punt for the 4th time tonight. Powering forward. He gets away from one. They call that a punt of 38 yards officially. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. David Montgomery ready to take the field for the Bears' next possession. He's had a good performance, moved the ball effectively on the ground. Of course, he has the 1 touchdown.
And when you're able to move it as effectively as you've described, that leads to finding a way into the end zone, and now he's just trying to do it for a 2nd time. And, of course, with that comes additional yardage. Yeah,
looking for additional yardage, and again, that 2nd score here in the 3rd quarter. Ball at the 40 here for 2nd and 5. Here's Rodgers. And he's got his man here, Beasley. And able to rip off a big chunk of yardage before being dropped inside the 40.
And now we get into the psychology of the whole thing, because a lot of teams with a 2-score lead in the 3rd quarter, they almost become defensive with their offense, just playing not to lose. I think with this team, you got to figure at this point, this is a great spot for them to go into attack mode, really try and put the hammer down and finish this one off.
Rodgers now on 1st down. And this nearly an interception, but it's incomplete. Well, a turnover really would have helped him there, but not to be.
I think he's got to be careful not to force anything into coverage right there. There weren't really any throwing lanes, but the best part for him, he's got 2nd and 3rd down to fall back on.
On 2nd down now. It's Montgomery. And a nice run there, going to take this close to the 1st down marker at the Bucs 30. Looking to throw on 3rd and 2. And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds.
Would it be safe to say that as precise as routes are supposed to be run in the NFL, maybe they're not quite as precise in college ball?
That's accurate, yeah.
And I think we saw a college route in the NFL there. Just find the soft spot, find the dead zone, and find the 1st down. And that's what he just did.
So from inside the 20, here's 1st and 10 at the 18. From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. That is caught at the 7. Touchdown! Cole Kmet, an 18-yard touchdown grab. And the Bears will add on to their lead.
Well, we know someone just added to his touchdown passing total, but all he did was get the ball out quickly to his tight end and let him take care of business the rest of the way.
Now the point after try for Santos. And that'll make this a 3-score game as the lead moves to 17. A drive that time of 6 plays, and it culminates in a touchdown for Chicago.
Now after the touchdown, here's Santos to kick this one away. And this will not be brought out. It's a touchback. Marlon Mack now heading back out there. And we have seen a decline in the numbers. Where does the fault lie? Just him? Maybe the guys up front? Combination?
Well, as you and I both know, it's almost always a collective deal. But in this case, I think maybe the offensive line got a little overconfident. They had blocked so well in the first half, picked up on what the defense was doing. I think we've seen an adjustment now that they have not picked up on, and now they're being a little bit overwhelmed.
He'll fire it deep for Rager. And he's got it. What a catch on the sideline. A big play that time for Tampa Bay.
Well, look, you're not going to be able to get this all back at once, but that certainly helps.
So you're saying 3 yards in a cloud of dust, not the strategy?
I go aerial attack.
Yeah, I think that's what has to happen. And if you're going to run it, you need to break off big chunks. We just saw a big play right there. They need plenty of those.
So now then, the big play has them all the way inside the 30 now, 1st and 10. Here's Mack. Gets by him at the 25. And he'll be dropped at the 23 after a pickup of about 4. Following the pickup of 4, here's 2nd and 6. Mayfield looks to throw. Quick hitter here, it's complete. And he'll go out of bounds in the red zone just inside the 20. That catch good for 5. It's 3rd down. They'll try and run for this with Mack. And he'll have the 1st down, getting this one to the 14-yard line.
Well, think of it like you would a typical boxing match. The person is on his heels and absorbing blows is having a tough time. And that's what's happening to the defense right now because the offense is on his toes and bunching. And there was another 1st down run right there.
Mayfield on 1st down. This ball complete to Rager. And he's going to be taken down with a marker on the field. So let's see about the call. So that one will be accepted.
58 to Mike. 58 to Mike.
From the shotgun, it's Mayfield. Over the middle to Evans. It'll go down as a gain of 6, and it'll be a 2nd down.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion and would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication. And as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
He's going to be sacked back at the 23-yard line. The defense rising to the challenge and setting him back on the sack.
Well, collectively as a defense, Charles, I think if you get 4 sacks a game, you're feeling really good. Now they have 6 as a unit.
And that type of a number is just staggering because there's so many ways to try and counteract it. But in this case, they've got no answers for this unrelenting pressure coming at their quarterback.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. Throwing there, but this pass is going to wind up incomplete.
From the snap, he certainly looked like he knew where he wanted to go with the ball, but surprise, that guy was covered. So that took his attention elsewhere to no avail.
The kick by Carlson is good, and that will close the gap down to 14.
So that maybe not exactly what they were hoping for, but it does get them back within a couple of scores.
And at this point in the 3rd quarter, you don't have much margin for error, and that means you can't have drives that end with nothing. Whether it's a punt, a turnover on downs, those have to go away. You have to end with a kick, either a field goal or an extra point after a touchdown.
The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. This is sort of what you would call a put-away drive. As they score here, especially a touchdown, it's almost out of reach.
It certainly feels that way, and I think that they're going to call their plays accordingly because what you really want to do, even though you know the scoreboard is still up there and the game's going to go on, you feel like you can take the spirit away from another team. That their drive and will to come back and win can be taken with another score right here.
It's still third quarter, but you just get that feel.
Yeah, they're teetering right there on the brink, aren't they?
Ball on the 30. They'll come up with a 2nd and 5. Now Rodgers. Open man is Kmet, the tight end. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. On 1st and 10, here's Rodgers. It's a short one here, complete to his tight end. And out of bounds on the other side of midfield at the 45. 12 yards on back-to-back plays there, and that's another 1st down. Rodgers now to throw. And that is knocked away in the middle of the field and incomplete. So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on 1st down. Rodgers going to throw. He'll get that complete to his tight end, Kmet. And this is going to lead to another 1st down as the tackle's made at the Bucs' 27-yard line.
Partner, I like that they're staying aggressive on offense because to me this drive is what is known as a put-away drive. You score here, that might put this one to bed. I like the fact that they're playing with confidence and not playing with fear.
Rodgers to throw once more. He'll leave it for Montgomery, complete. And he went nowhere. He'll lose yardage back to the 29. Despite the completion, they're going to wind up losing 3 there. 2nd down.
Heck of a play there to get to him quickly and get him down for a loss.
I think they did a really nice job getting ready for this game, scouting, watching film, and understanding defensively what the play design was.
Throwing again on 2nd down. Rodgers. Man open is Robinson. And he'll go out of bounds inside the 15-yard line.
Another nice pickup through the air, and I think a lot of people might expect them to run the ball in this situation, Brandon, but with this lead, they're electing to throw the football. Swings, slants, quick outs, things that they consider safe.
From the 13 now, they work on 1st and 10.
Into the red zone, it's Rodgers. And he'll go down, brought down at the 20-yard line. Shaquille Barrett just would not be denied. That's a loss of 7.
But defensively on the previous play, they gave up a pretty good chunk of yardage, but right there, they got a good portion of it right back.
And if we just flip it around from the offensive perspective, took a nice step forward, and how about a couple of leaps backwards after that play? They've got to figure out a big call coming up here.
Now the ball comes loose. And it's picked up by the Buccaneers. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
Partner, that one looked like it was over. I mean, they had control, had the football, and the defense had to make a play in order to keep them in the game. That's exactly what they did.
And now that door ajar, 2-score game, so hold on here, not done in the 4th.
And now, as with every potential turnover, they're going to take a second look at this just to make sure. Now the question, was the knee in fact down before this ball comes loose? And is the video convincing enough to overturn it?
A lot of factors here. Remember, you also need clear possession of the football afterwards. This is a tough one to overturn.
So that challenge, a successful one.
Now a 3rd down throw, but it misses the target, incomplete. Santos' kick is up and through. and that'll push the lead up to 17.
So that almost certainly the final piece to this puzzle, a 3-score lead. I don't think there's any coming back from there.
Well, you know, normally I'd get on you for giving up on the game right here, but I do think you're right in this case. This late in the game, 2 scores is tough enough. 3, I'm with you. That seems out of the question.
And able to get this across the 20, but not much further as he's dropped it to 23-yard line. Back now comes Tampa Bay. And their dream of a Super Bowl berth so close 3 quarters ago, but obviously starting to slip away if it hasn't already. They need points here and in a hurry.
A first down throw for Mayfield. Dumps this one off to Mack.
Mack gets hit and the ball is free.
And this is picked up by the Bears.
You've had to put up with me in this booth. I'm going to try and be simple this time and succinct. It simply has not been their night.
No, I think that fumble's kind of indicative of how this whole evening's gone, isn't it?
Without a doubt. I mean, they've tried, but nothing has ever really taken throughout the game. That's why they're down so big.
And he will find his man on the end route. Complete. A good rally to the football. Keeps him to only a yard, and it's second down.
Fired that one in there, able to make connection on a nice in route.
With those faster passes when they're going that fast, any hesitation as a quarterback that the deflection, if you miss, might be bigger and lead to an interception?
Yeah, and the deflection works both ways. Maybe a defender gets a hand in the way and it pops in the air. And sometimes you throw it so hard your receiver can't handle it, and he pops it up in the air for the defenders to grab as well.
But a moot point there as they were able to connect. Now a second down throw for the end zone, but it's incomplete. Rodgers now on 3rd and goal. To the goal line, but it's incomplete. So they'll turn to the kicker again. He's been a busy man thus far. From the right hash here, should be an easy one. And Santos able to put this one up and through. It's good. And that will push this lead up to 20 now. So it's 3 more points, and that widens this thing out even further here in the 4th.
And you know in this league, you can never have enough points, but this widens it out, as you said, and now it's all about ball control, isn't it?
This one taken just inside the 10. And out a little across the 25 to the 27. The Bucs ready to take over once again. And this isn't how they mapped out this AFC Championship game on their home turf, but it has been rough sledding pretty much from the start and on into this 4th quarter.
First down, Mayfield. They'll run the screen with Mack. Oh, he shifts past him, and he'll be out of bounds right at the 40.
First and 10.
Mayfield now looking to throw on first down.
This to the outside from Mack.
And he's able to get this one out closer to midfield across the 45. That'll go for a gain of 7, and that'll make it a second down. Mayfield to throw it. Pressure, and he's taken.
Azeez Ojulari in there to drop him, and that is the 7th time tonight that he has gone down.
So if we recount real quick, he had the touchdown earlier, and now he comes up with the sack here. No doubt about it, he's having himself a game.
Third down. They've hit on half of them, 5 for 10. This is 3rd and 7. Mayfield. He's got time in the pocket.
That'll be caught. It's Rager.
And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. A big connection on that one. 31 yards. Defensively, I know they have the comfortable lead here in the 4th, but they do not want to give up big plays like that.
They want to finish strong. So oftentimes in this situation, you tighten up underneath in your coverage, and you bring your safeties back. They can pick up anything that leaks through. But in the meantime, upfield, you're making plays on the football.
On 1st and 10, Mayfield.
He dumps this off to Mack.
And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. 2nd and right at a yard.
at the 17-yard line.
On second down, it's Pollard. Line of scrimmage, the 15. It's 1st and 10. To throw, Mayfield. Right sideline, but it's incomplete. So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10. They'll run here with Mack. And they get to him quickly here as he stopped right around the 13. The Bucs on 3rd down. They've converted 6 times and could use a 7th here. This is 3rd and 8. Mayfield looks to throw. Throw right side, caught by O.J. Howard. And the Buccaneers are going to have 1st and goal as they try to finish off this drive with 6 points.
And in a lot of ways, that catch is expected. Reds realize there, you've got to find your tight.
1st and goal, and they got to be thinking a chance to get right back into this football game. The end zone, but he could not get the feet down. This will wind up incomplete. At this point, down big, you'd have to imagine this defense are just going to sit back, blanket the field as best they can.
Yeah, this is actually the easy part of the game for them because, just as you noted, they can sit back, keep everything in front of them.
In trouble, and he'll go down back at the 12. The coverage good, the pressure good, leads to the sack, and it's 3rd and goal now.
2nd goal, last thing you need to do is get pushed backwards to take a sack. But he couldn't find anywhere to go with the football, had to eat it, and ended up on the ground.
So this likely a must-have, 3rd and goal.
Let's go, D. Hey, Mike's 42. Mike's 42.
Mayfield now. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And this play goes nowhere. Losing yardage back to the 15. Call it a loss of 2 there on the play. And that's going to make it 4th down. Did they maybe play that too safely on 3rd down? I know you don't want to just throw a ball blindly downfield, but that didn't help them a whole lot.
I think they probably said if it's open, take the shot. If not, get something safe because we do have 4th down to try and pick it up.
The field goal doesn't help. They're going to go for the 6 here on 4th and goal. Desperation time. Mayfield on 4th down. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. They can't hook up here on the 4th down pass attempt, and the Bears will get the football back. So the defense has to stay out and get one more stop. They were able to do it, forcing the incompletion.
So on their record, that goes down as a successful play. Doesn't matter how they got there, how it happened. They got it done. They're the ones that are jubilant.
They get him to the ground right on the cusp of the red zone after a pickup of 5 or 6. On the stop that time, it was Josie Jewell. So the Bears with the football here as we welcome you back. And no doubt what they're looking to do is just salt away the final couple of minutes and escape with a win. And he's got it past the 30 before he's hit and dropped. 109 yards rushing for him now in the ball game as he goes over the century mark with the AFC title on the line.
Well, that last one makes this a 100-yard night. I've loved the way he's hit the holes. He's been quick, he's been decisive, and he's been a whole lot of fun to watch.
And not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. Now Montgomery. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8, 2nd and 2.
I have to chuckle to myself a little bit, Brandon, because right now I could be in that huddle with that offensive line. I know exactly what they're saying. If you call a pass play here, we're going to call a timeout. Run the football. We've got control of this thing. Get in behind us and let's go.
Their time to shine. So that'll back him up 5. So the delay of game penalty backs him up. It's now 2nd and 7. Rodgers hands to Montgomery, and he'll get this only up to about the 35. The Bucs with an extra defender now in the secondary here on 3rd down. And for all these guys, whether you're a rookie, a 10-year veteran, there's no feeling like this NFC champs.
And you feel like family. Never at any time do you feel more like family than when you're sharing the joy of being the NFC champs. And now everyone gets to say they're going to the Super Bowl.